Alright, what's up? It is Monday, April 20th. Just got done with the lower body day here. First day here with the sick new rack setup. So yeah, I was excited to try it out today. Didn't really make lower leg day any easier, so I don't know what to say about that. But yeah, I was more excited than normal to get down here anyway. So starting off here just with some slides leg curls. I moved up to the 10 pounds on top of these, which was definitely a lot harder. In previous weeks was only doing 5 pounds for my 3 sets. So yeah, the 10 pounds definitely added a significant more of a challenge. So that was good. Paired that up with some tib work. I'd like to do these tibs. Said this a couple times now, laying down here, it just is a nice, like, gets your hip flexors stretched out a little bit there before moving on into squats. Next up for some like explosive potentiation style work, some dumbbell weighted jumps. Have been rehabbing an Achilles for like a while now. Starting to add these more back in, and yeah, these are feeling pretty good. I'm really starting to like kind of almost feel full, get like my full strength behind these jumps, and it's still feeling good. So I'm excited about that for sure. I'm hoping to add more like athletic style movements into my routine, especially as the weather gets nicer here. So yeah, just kind of like warming up into that basically. Yeah, moving on then. Main squat work of the day, some SSB front squats here, top set of 4 at 288 and 2 down sets at 248 of 7 and 6. And I know I said it last week, but my God, he's freaking tough, man. My abs, even after I was done with my sets, it's like, oh my God, my abs were just like on fire already just from this. Because yeah, all I can really think to do is just not fall forward, not collapse down and drop the bar basically. So yeah, it's a really tough exercise, very humbling for sure. But yeah, hit my sets there, moved on to some single leg hinge work. In the form of these Hatfield single leg good mornings. Not saying much, but these were definitely the best feeling that I've had with these so far. To date, they've been feeling pretty awkward, but this is my 4th week doing them. And yeah, maybe I'm starting to get the hang of it, starting to turn the corner, so that's great. The last thing of the day, these 3 things back to back here, some cable crunches, which you'll probably see this in the video, but I actually, like my first 3 or 4 reps here, I was like, I don't know what was going on in my head, I completely forgot. I usually like to try and isolate the crunches to my abs and not really get any hip involvement in it. But yeah, totally forgot that on my first couple reps there on my first set. So I was kind of just swinging the weight around a little bit, and I was like, oh my God, this is freaking easy. And before it clicked, like, oh yeah, that's why this easy makes sense. So you'll probably see that on the video. So a little bit of a screw up there on my part, but still got some solid ab work in anyway. Paired that up with some landmine sissy squats and some SSB calf raises. So yeah, overall solid day. Good to christen the new rack with a nice leg day. All right, what's up? It is Tuesday, April 21st. Just got done with an upper body day here. Like all upper body days, I like to start off with some shoulder isolation work just to get them warmed up before moving on to some heavier pressing work. So today that was some dumbbell lateral raises and some face pulls. Then moving on here to my heavier pressing work of the day, starting off with some bench. On my top set here, I got 3 sets here. I'm following this protocol. It's called Threes by Steve Shaw. So it's like a top set and then kind of 2 progressive down sets from there. So I got 265 for 4, 245 for 7, and 235 for 8. Last week I got 265 for 3, so I got 1 more rep on this week, so I was happy about that. But I think I hyped myself up a little bit for that, kind of gassed myself out a little bit, so I was barely holding on there. I got the same rep counts on my 2 down sets compared to last week, but still, one more rep this week compared to last week, so all good. Paired that up, supersetted that with some Yates rows, 275 here, moved up to 275 from 265, which I did last week. Yeah, feeling really nice. I really like this exercise lately. Moving on here, my next, moving on to a heavier, just a vertical press and a vertical pull here. This is VHS push press. I did 155 for 2 sets of 8, paired that up with some weighted pull-ups. These push presses with this VHS bar have been feeling really tough for me in comparison to what I was doing previously, which was behind the neck push presses, which I got up to 205 there for 5. But here I'm really struggling. I think I finally figured out what it is. It's because the bar is not resting on your body anywhere. So it's hard to generate a lot of power on the up, even with the dip and drive. It's hard to translate that dip, the drive, up into the bar because it's basically just running through your arm and your wrist here. So your wrist, my wrist especially, it's easy to collapse down and lose a lot of power there, I think. So I think that's what's making it feel so hard, because it's particularly on the dip part where it feels hard. The press part actually is not so bad. But yeah, that dip part feels really heavy with this bar. But anyway, yeah, got 155 over 2 sets of 8, paired that up with some weighted pull-ups, 90 pounds for 2 sets of 7, and then finished up the day with some arm isolation work, got to do that, and some rear delts. So did some dumbbell incline curls, some easy bar French presses, and some rear delt flies. Alright, what's up? It is Thursday, April 23rd. Just got done with my athlete day of the week here. But yeah, just kind of working my way back from an aggravated Achilles injury. So this is my week 4 of an 8-week progression, and then after that I hope to move into some more intense like sprints and plyos and stuff like that. So just starting off the day with some isometric calf raises and wall tibialis raises, just with my back against the wall. So yeah, I'm sure that's just an absolute joy to watch those two on video. Moving on to some tempo calf raises and Cossack squats. These Cossack squats I've been doing weighted, actually usually with 45-pound dumbbell, but yesterday I was at a CrossFit gym and the entire workout revolved around overhead squats, and my left hip flexor has been feeling a little bit, it's been like nagging me a little bit today. So I just dropped the weight to only 20 pounds, kept the reps a little bit higher just for the day. Moving on then to some pogos, just some 2-leg pogos, 3 sets of 15, and then to some single leg pogos, 2 sets of 10 on each leg. Then up to some box jumps, just a 20-inch box with 3 sets of 5. And paired that up with some explosive landmine rotations, which I feel okay. It's probably not my favorite exercise, but it seems like a decent rotational, like power-based rotational exercise while I'm working out in my home gym here. Hard to get that kind of work in, at least from what I've found. Some decent, powerful, rotational work just in my gym here. Probably when I move to more doing like field work, like sprints and stuff, I'll probably just do like med ball throws instead of these. But yeah, I felt better today. I felt like before I was like yanking it with my arms a little bit. Today I focused a lot more on like moving my whole body and just kind of letting my arms come along for the ride, and that helped to feel a little bit better. Next up was some sled sprints. Moved up here to 50 pounds. These felt pretty good actually. So yeah, overall, I'm like this whole progression is feeling good. So yeah, I'm excited to keep going. Hopefully this goes smoothly, keep going smoothly, and yeah, get back to more doing some more athleticism stuff in the next coming weeks. So yeah, overall, decent day. Alright, what's up? It is Friday, April 24th. Just got done with a lower body day here. Starting off with some GHRs, just 3 sets of 10 here, just to get the hamstrings a little bit warmed up. It's generally what I like to do for my first exercise of my leg days. And I paired that up with some snatch grip high pulls, just for some like explosive potentiation work kind of stuff, just 155 with 3 sets of 5. Next up, some RDLs here. I moved up on my top set from 385 to 405 and got 4. I was pretty happy with that. Last week I got 385 for 5, so moved up 20 pounds and only got 1 less rep. I'll be honest though, the last rep was a little bit of form breakdown, I'm sure. It definitely felt like I let my back run a little bit on that. So yeah, just gonna stick there for the next couple weeks until I can get 5 reps there. Then 2 back down sets, 355 for 2 sets of 7. Felt really good today. RDLs have just been feeling strong the last 2 weeks. So yeah, it's great. Next up, some barbell Bulgarian split squats. Have a tough time saying that exercise. Also have a tough time doing that exercise. Still, just a balance is a real struggle. I was real hit or miss between my sets. I cut 2 of my sets, 1 per leg. I was able to get through 10 reps without stumbling off the bench or anything with my back leg. But the other 2 sets on both legs, I stumbled off 2-3 times each leg. So yeah, I'm not sure. I think I just need to lock in a little bit, focus a little bit better. One thing for sure is definitely my right side. When my right side is my forward leg, that is generally my worst balance side. I feel like I have a hard time keeping pressure equally throughout my foot. I really tend to lean on the outside of my foot, I feel like, which definitely really seems to affect, I think it's mental more than anything. Feels like I'm gonna fall off to that side, so it's really something I gotta focus on. But yeah, I'm just gonna keep working on that exercise. So you got 2 sets there at 155, 2 sets of 10. And then those are my main exercises of the day. There are some RDLs and single leg squat work. Moving on here to some ab work. Ab roller here, I got 2 sets, 5 standing, 3 kneeling on the first, and then 3 standing, 5 kneeling on the second. Some seated calf raises. My setup this week was a lot more locked in. Still kind of awkward to do these with the barbell. It's just kind of a heavy weight to get in the position there, and actually really to get out of position is the most awkward. But yeah, I got my safety set at a good height, my bench put in a good place. So yeah, it felt a lot better this week, a lot less awkward. And then last up here was some 90-degree back extensions just with an 80-pound dumbbell and some Jefferson curls. Just with 135 doing them Zercher style, just for 2 sets of 6, just to get the lumbar back a little bit, lumbar back and my hamstrings a little bit of a stretch, definitely. 2 things that need a lot of work for me, because both are generally tight. So yeah, solid Friday leg. Alright, what's up? It is Saturday morning, April 25th. Just got done here with an upper body day. It's my second upper body day of the week. This day is more dumbbells and calisthenics based compared to my first one, which is more like barbell based. So starting off, like usual, with some shoulder isolation work. Just single arm cable ladder raises today. 3 sets, 25 pounds, 10, 10, and 9. Moving on next, some handstand push-ups and some dumbbell chest supported rows. Handstand push-ups still come along pretty nicely. I got, over my 3 sets, I got 2 more reps. I got 8, 8, 7 this week compared to last week where I got just 7s across. Keep moving up with that. Feeling pretty good lately, so excited about them for sure. And dumbbell chest supported rows, just really like this exercise. Doing it with the 110s there for 2 sets of 12. Moving on next, put on the 50-pound weighted vest and did these 2 exercises as a superset here, just 2 sets each. These parallel push-ups, 2 sets of 15 there, and weighted chins there, 2 sets, 11 and 9. Moving on then to some more isolation style work to end off the day here. First up, some dumbbell floor flies here to hit the chest a little bit. Just kind of toast it off after those parallel push-ups, but those parallel push-ups really do. I feel like I can get really deep on them without any shoulder discomfort in comparison to maybe like a camber bar bench press or like one of those multi-grip bench presses. Where I tend to have a little bit of more shoulder pain, specifically on my left shoulder, the deeper I get with those. These push-ups have been really nice, able to get some really deep stretch there on the chest without any shoulder pain. So yeah, those have been great. Some floor flies there, 45 pounds, 2 sets of 9. Paired that up with some dumbbell alternating curls. I'm really trying to focus here, specifically on my right side of initiating movement with my bicep. I was tending to definitely, as I was looking back through the footage, throw myself in on that side, specifically on my right side, which is interesting because I always think my right side is my strong side. Really trying to focus on isolate, really starting that movement with my bicep instead of kind of getting the shoulder going with it. So 2 sets of 10 there, move and pair that up with some single arm cable rear delt flies, and then last superset of the day here, some tricep extensions and dumbbell pullovers. By this point, I was absolutely smoked. So tricep extensions, I got 70 pounds for 11 and 7. Like I said, just massive rep drop off there. Kind of similar on dumbbell pullovers. I rest paused my last set there a little bit, so I got some more reps. But yeah, 65 pounds just for 10 and 8 because man, my lats and my triceps were just absolutely smoked by the end of this day, which was good. Really huge rep drop off. More than usual between my first and second sets there. But yeah, felt good. Solid Saturday morning workout.